I hope this message finds you well. I'm recording this for our Civility Pledge group. So those of you who may not be aware, Baruch Hashem, a couple of months ago we launched a very important initiative to have people sign on to a Civility Pledge. The name kind of says it all. It's just a document that outlines the things we're going to take on as individuals and as a group to try to make the world just a little kinder, to try to make our interactions just a little bit more pleasant, to try to refine us, to refine our personalities, to emote just a bit more civility. I want to share with you an incredible idea. The great tzaddik, the Baal HaTanya, Rav Shner Zalman of Liadi, quotes in the name of the Maggid of Mezrich, who quotes the name of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, a beautiful idea. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says something beautiful. He says, V'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. Ultimately, again, the mitzvah to love a fellow Jew like you love yourself, hu perish ubeir al v'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. Ultimately, literally translated, is a commentary, an explanation for the mitzvah to love Hashem. What does this mean? Kasher ohavim Yehudi, because when you love a Jew, ohavim es HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you love a Jew, by definition, you come to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Sheken Yehudi yesh lo b'socho eloka echelek eloka mima'al. Because every Jew, here the Baal HaTanya, this is the opening line in Tanya, that every single Jew has a neshama, and the neshama, the soul, is a chelek eloka mima'al mamish, is a spark of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore says the Baal HaTanya, in the name of the Maggid of Mezrich, in the name of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, by definition, when you love a Jew, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you love HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because what do you love about a Jew? When you love a Jew, what are you loving? You're loving the spark of godliness that is inside of them. When I love my fellow Jew, I'm loving the piece of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that's inside of them. So therefore it turns out that when you love another Jew, you're also loving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every v'ahavta l're'acha kamocha, by definition, is also a fulfillment of v'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha. And what an incredible way to look at our interpersonal relationships. Because to be honest, sometimes people aren't lovable. And sometimes people do things that make them very unlovable. And sometimes I just have incredible difficulty with certain people. And I think to myself, how could I ever come to a level of Avas Yisrael? How could I ever come to a level of loving this person, liking this person, tolerating this person? But if you look at the fact that really the mitzvah to love another Jew doesn't really have to mean to love everything about them. Because many of us have things that are not lovable. Many of us have things that are not likable. Many of us have things, parts of our persona, our personality, that actually have to be changed, and I have to rid myself of them. The mitzvah v'ahavta l're'acha kamocha means recognize that every single Jew possesses a spark of godliness, and love that godliness within your fellow Jew. Wow, that I could do. So I might not like the way someone talks. I might not like the way someone acts. I might not like the way someone behaves. But I could definitely find myself loving the spark of godliness that I know exists within that individual. And suddenly, Avas Yisrael, reaching the level of coming to love every single Jew, is suddenly attainable. Because it's not really about loving how the person presents, but it's loving what the person really is at their core. And each and every person is that spark of Hashem. So when I find the ability to love that spark of godliness which exists within every single Jew, suddenly the mitzvah of v'ahavta l're'acha kamocha becomes so much more attainable. And not only that, the bonus is that every single time I love my fellow Jew, every single time I fulfill the mitzvah of v'ahavta l're'acha kamocha, I am simultaneously fulfilling the mitzvah of v'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha. May you be blessed, Emirz Hashem, to have a Shabbos with these two types of love. Our interpersonal love that we find, that hopefully we find and we feel for one another, and Emirz Hashem, in the schus of loving one another, our love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, our v'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha, will become intensified as well. Wishing everyone a good and Erev Shabbos and a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh.